applause which allows our last guests to come in at leisure and not feel that they are late. You're not. I mean, it's getting there. Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it's a wonderful and great pleasure for me to welcome you to the GESDA Summit 2025 here at CERN. This is the first summit I will moderate as Director General, fresh Director General. I started a few months ago, and it's the 5th edition of these summits on anticipation and science and diplomacy. The mission of GESDA is to combine these worlds together. It is about anticipating what the science has in its drawers, what discoveries are to come, what technological breakthroughs will be looming in the horizon, a horizon that we define at 5, 10, 25 years, and to translate this into some kind of action, a tangible way to make use of this knowledge while we still have time before these breakthroughs actually happen. And this is the reason we are here today. So our motto is, use the future to build the present. And I think it summarizes very well the potential there is in knowing what is going to change our lives in the future and take advantage of the space that this creates for us to work on the major questions that this asks. What does this mean for us as humans? What does this mean for the relation to the planet? What does this mean for our relation to one another and how we work together in the society? This summit welcomes over 1,000 people physically present. Thank you very much for being here, and present online as well. Thank you very much for joining us through a connection. It will be structured into 40 sessions that will all be live streamed so that anyone who cannot be here can still enjoy its contents. We are welcoming 90 speakers from all over the world who will share with us their insights. And we will also have some closed-door workshops, actual work sessions, to try to push the agenda further. And including, of course, community gatherings where we will just enjoy the company of one another and exchange in more informal settings. So it is all about a dialogue between sectors and across borders. The title of the summit this year is The Age of Possibility, Science, Sovereignty, and Shared Futures. It is about the potential of discovery, as I was saying, but also the urgent questions that it asks on governance, on trust, on cooperation that emanate from science and are very urgent in today's geopolitical situation where science has started to play a major role. It is divided into 5 tracks: Science in a Divided World, From Discovery to Action, Planetary Stewardship, Intelligent Futures, Health and Human Potential. This program, the whole program over the next 3 days, is available for you on the app. This allows you to be able to choose the level of granularity in which you understand and plan your journey, with QR codes available to get to them. Whenever you see someone with a purple badge, it means you can ask that person a question. But actually, I encourage you to ask questions to anyone, whatever their badge. But for the purple ones, it can also be logistical questions. Questions about where to find something, how to do something, where can I get a coffee. Just to cut the chase, all the food and drinks are in the globe that you cannot miss once you're outside. Okay, with this logistical item, I want to officially welcome you to these 3 days of possibility, inspired by cutting-edge science that is shaping the next 5, 10, 25 years into the future. We hope to build new bridges between our 4 communities that you represent: the science community, the business and industry community, the diplomatic community, and all of us as citizens of the world. We will work on these breakthrough ideas and work together on how they can be translated into action. So you form a community of purpose, working on the solutions that we need in these troubled and interesting times. So to begin this opening, I would like to invite the chairman of our board, Mr. Peter Brabeck-Letmath, on stage.
Well, thank you very much, Marilyn, for the introduction. Ladies and gentlemen, a warm welcome to our fifth summit. We gather today, I think, at an extraordinary moment in human history. A moment when science and technology are moving at breathtaking speed, faster than even the most visionary among us could have imagined just a few years ago when we started. When GESDA was founded 5 years ago with the support of the Swiss government, the canton and the city of Geneva, and our private partners, we anticipated change. But we could not have foreseen the sheer velocity of transformation that reshapes the world of today. Artificial intelligence, once confined to laboratories, is now a catalyst of civilizational change. Brain-machine interfaces are turning thought into action, offering new freedom to those who, for example, are trapped by paralysis. Advances in space exploration are opening possibilities that once only governments could exploit, and today it's in private hands. And breakthroughs in biology and medicine are bringing us closer to reversing aging, growing transplantable organs, and restoring life where it had been lost. I think this is a paradox of our time. We have extraordinary possibilities, but those are paired with extraordinary risks. And this is why GESDA exists, not to wait until the future arrives, but to anticipate it, to connect science with diplomacy, discovery with responsibility, and possibility with purpose. The GESDA Breakthrough Radar is not just a report. It is a compass. It gathers the insights of thousands of scientists and projects them across the 5, 10, 25 years so that leaders, institutions, and citizens can prepare for what is to come. But we do not only anticipate, we act. Our Open Quantum Institute, launched with CERN, UBS, and over 20 nations, is already shaping applications that could transform climate modeling, drug discovery, and secure communication. We do not wait for breakthroughs to land on our doorsteps. We build the frameworks today to use them for the good of humanity. This year, Breakthrough Radar highlights 9 transformative domains: artificial intelligence that transcends today's limits, cognitive enhancement that expands human potential, human biology, engineered to heal, repair, or even reverse aging, pathogen biology, preparing us for future pandemics, ecological science that could restore life on a planetary scale, the geopolitics of science, which increasingly shape international relations, and accelerating insights into language, mathematics, and the very structure of human knowledge. So taken together, those 9 transformative domains, these advances challenge us to rethink not only technology, but what does it mean to be human in the 21st century. And at GESDA, we call this, for the time being, I say, planetarized humanity. That's what you are going to find in the thing, which is a recognition that our future is not national. Our future cannot be regional. Our future is and will be planetary. And with this recognition comes responsibility. And perhaps the clearest example is what is being commonly called neurofutures, which includes the fast emerging world of brain-computer interfaces. They promise to restore movement to the paralyzed. They promise to enhance cognition and to blur the boundaries between mind and machine. But the decisions we make now will determine whether they serve all of humanity or only a very privileged few. And that is the urgency of anticipation. That is the reason GESDA was created. So friends, the science is clear. I think the opportunities are unprecedented, but so are also the challenges. And I think the choices are ours. The future is not something that happens to us. The future is something we create together through the decisions we make today. So let us be bold in the next 3 days in our imagination, but let us be responsible in action, and let us remember, in shaping the future, we are also shaping our own lives. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Peter, for setting the stage. It is now my great pleasure and honor to welcome His Excellency State Secretary Alexandre Fazel of the Swiss Federal Department of Foreign Affairs to welcome you all on behalf of Switzerland.
Mesdames et Messieurs, Excellences, ladies and gentlemen, bonjour, ou bon après-midi. I bring you the best wishes of the Federal Council, and especially of Federal Councillor Ignacio Cassis, who will be joining us later this afternoon. And he asked me to represent here the founder, or at least the federal component of the Swiss founder of GESDA at this opening session. Now, what founders usually do in such instances is to tell the audience how proud they are of their foundation, how well the foundation fulfills its mandate, and how astute and far-sighted it was to actually think of such a venture and set it up. So this is what I do myself, and validating through that statement the action of my government. But there is another point I wanted to make, which is a more personal one. It is to share with you my joy and enthusiasm to be here, and to be here for the entire week. I cleared out my agenda from all international and Swiss obligations for the rest of the week in order to be here. To be here to learn what is in the new, in the fifth radar, to begin through discussions and exchanges with you, to begin to understand what that actually means for us, for the different communities that come together here, diplomats, international civil servants, private industry, philanthropy, civil society, and then to start the process which comes after the radar and the understanding of what the radar says, the process where we try to craft something that must come out of this insight for the greater good. And this is what we're doing here, and this is our shared sense of purpose, so that we grasp all the benefits that science and breakthrough science brings to us, so that all can benefit from it, and while doing so, crafting a better and more effective international and multilateral governance. And we do that in a shared sense of purpose, and as the president of GESDA just said, in a spirit of boldness and responsibility. And with that, je vous dis au travail.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency, Cher Alexandre. It is now my great pleasure to also welcome Christina Kitsos, who is Vice Mayor of Geneva, our host city, and will welcome you on behalf of it.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's my great pleasure to welcome you to Geneva and to convey the greetings of our city's authorities. I am delighted to see such a distinguished gathering of experts to reflect on the pressing challenges of our time. This GESDA summit opens against a backdrop of multiple crises. Among them, I will highlight the growing attacks on academic and scientific communities. Researchers are being denied visas. University funding is being frozen. Collaboration severed. Publications censored, and exchanges suspended. What we once considered a given, the free circulation of ideas and people, is no longer guaranteed. Moreover, under the pretext of elitism, the very foundations of science are being questioned. Social media amplify conspiracy theories that portray science as just another ideology rather than a method for investigating reality. A pervasive relativism suggests that all opinions carry equal weight, erasing the distinction between belief and knowledge. This trend poses a grave threat to democracy. A democratic society depends on its citizens' ability to make informed decisions, to evaluate arguments, and to distinguish facts from manipulation. This ability requires precisely what the scientific method cultivates: critical thinking, analytical rigor, methodological doubt, and openness to debate. When science is weakened, these democratic values erode, and with them our collective capacity to confront major challenges such as climate change, pandemics, and the transition to sustainable energy. Restoring trust in science without lapsing into blind scientism is one of the defining challenges of our era. This is why forums such as this one are of paramount importance. They provide a unique space where scientific dialogue and political reflection enrich one another, enabling us to imagine new approaches to challenges we face. Crises demand global solutions, and multilateralism remains our only viable path forward. This is the significance of GESDA, a true crucible of innovation, forging a new form of diplomacy. By anticipating challenges before they become crises, by creating a common language between science and policy, GESDA practices a diplomacy of anticipation. Here, we do not negotiate treaties after disasters. We build frameworks together to prevent them. Your work continues a long tradition that has made our city a privileged place for the exchange of ideas. History shows it. Geneva has long been a meeting ground for visionary minds seeking answers to complex questions and advancing the world. Technological innovation, human rights, social progress. Our city has often been at the forefront of such transformations. It was a hub of intellectual and scientific debate before becoming the center of diplomacy and multilateralism we know today. Ladies and gentlemen, GESDA embodies this ambition. We will continue to welcome those who, through their work, courage, and vision, reject the temptation of retreat and embrace the rigor of enlightened debate. We will remain a place where science meets humanism, where diplomacy draws strength from scientific knowledge, and where the future is built collectively. We must build together, as I am convinced that no major challenge will be solved in isolation or ignorance. Thank you for your contributing through your presence and your work to keeping this spirit alive. I wish you a fruitful summit worthy of the challenges of our time. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Madame Kitsos, for your words that reiterate the positioning of Geneva as a global hub for cooperation and dialogue.